when Grizz was live and he wasn't live.
Yeah. Let's do it again. Okay. Cool. Live.
At least you clock Cass. Well done, man.
Welcome to Never a Foul. It's Monday Chronicle. We did like a whole 5 minutes and we were not live. I forgot to press live, of course. Thank you everybody for joining us. We're here with Ty and Cass for sure, and also Jess from Archer Gaffers. Welcome to the stream, Jess. Second time. Welcome to the stream, my friend.
That's a T.
That's a what?
That's a T for top of the table.
Top of
the title.
Table.
I'm smelling squeaky bum time. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I don't even think you lot believe that it's gonna stay for too long, man. Yeah, the Arsenal fans don't even.
I don't know. Jess realizes that with YouTube you can go back and get some clips. When you're doing this big T, it's got to last, man. It's got to last, bro.
You can stay silent for as long as you want. I don't care.
Big up people, man. Make sure you smash a like on your way in. You know what time it is, man. Monday. The sun's outside today. We've got Jess from Armchair Gathers. We've got the free host, obviously me, Mo, and Cass in today as a cut. But yeah, we're going to talk about all the games from the weekend. We're going to talk about what's coming up on Wednesday as well, that huge clash. But yeah, man, we're good over here. How you doing, Mo, as well? You okay?
I'm doing fine. I can't wait for today. Liverpool probably gonna lose. Also, I can't wait for Wednesday, man, because I feel like on Wednesday things might change big time in this Premier League. I feel things might change, man.
I want some respect when we beat Barcelona as well, fam. And then go into the weekend cruising like, what? 2 points, not even that far behind. You know what I mean?
So, sorry, but you saying you're not that far behind. What are you really saying?
You heard what I said. You heard.
Oh my God.
The reason why I'm saying this is because I've been attacked on my latest YouTube video in the comments when we said that United are back in the title race.
I never said those words. Correct.
Yeah,
I was just agreeing with you.
You guys have been very cagey. Like, you want to say, oh, we're going to be close.
Hey, wait. All right, you know what? Finish your segment. I'll wait, Jess.
Thank you, brother. I like you. You want to say, oh, yeah,
like
we're not that far off. We're close to... Now you finish the sentence.
All right, cool. This is what I'm close to. So I want the same energy, yeah? And I always go off energy, right, Ty? Yeah? Mm-hmm. You know where it comes to. Arsenal went to Leeds, had a very, very cagey affair. And this was talked up saying, this is the games you need to win. When you play shit and you get your 1-0s and you get through the game. But when Man United go and do it, it's a whole different breath. We go there, win 2-0. Should have actually won probably 4-0. Actually, in the end, maybe 3-0. You know, controversial goal, Veghorst and that. Not on Ireland. They struggled. Their shit. And then rivals said, you know what? The league would be better without Leeds in it. That's what I've been seeing.
You guys, you don't understand that the table now, if Arsenal don't win on Wednesday, Man United...
It don't matter.
Man United are only 5 points behind, guys. Just 5 points. That's 2 games.
We're minding our own business, Mo. Like we said, top 6 at the start of the season, better football, and a domestic trophy would have been nice. We have no pressure, by the way. People will try and put pressure on us because our name's Manchester United. Manchester United shouldn't really be competing for the title this season. Let's have it right. But if we find ourselves there and we're miraculously 3 or 4 points off in the next 2 weeks, then we can just focus on ourselves and do our job. We're not bottling nothing. We're not having the pressure of doing anything. We're just doing what we're doing and trying to win our games. And that's where we are right now. No one thought we'd be third and 5 points off if we said for Valentine's week. No one would have said that at the start of the season. So, you know, we're in a position, Man United fans, and me and Cass are composed. We are calm because we haven't had these expectations on us. We're kind of enjoying the ride. We're seeing the long-term goals that in 2-3 years' time, this is where we should be, where Arsenal and City are right now. But to be so close when we haven't even got the players that we fully want yet, to, you know, have the manager having the whole framework that he wants of the football playing, you know, it's commends to him, man, because we're exceeding expectations. But I want to talk on the weekend's games first before we go on to Wednesday, because There's
Of
results
course.
to
Yeah.
get through.
I want to get through. First game is Arsenal. Controversial, yes. However, things happen like this in the game. But Arsenal, Jess, were you guys good enough to win this game at all at home?
Yeah, 100% good enough to win the game. We had to succumb to corruption in order for us to lose. The sad thing in football is that all that matters is the result. You can not play well, but if you get the dub, the headlines are going to be you ground out a result against a yada yada yada. If you don't, the game played out the same way, but you didn't win, it's bottling it under the pressure, squeaky bum time. Teams now unfortunately have found a way to not beat Arsenal, but not lose. Okay, I know you can say we've lost 2 out of the last 3. That pickup game I'm going to discount. The Everton game, we lost it fair and square, but there were many external factors. That game against Brentford feels like a loss to us. That's where we are in the season, okay? However, going to the Wednesday game against City, I think we'll be fine because we're going to play a team that are going to come to play football. They're not going to sit back and just soak up and soak up and soak up. So based on that, I'm very confident we can go into that game and get a result. Not only that, I do not believe we have to change anything. I see a lot of things online, people saying now's the time to bring in Trossard for Martinelli and Tomiyasu for Ben White. I personally think we can keep the same lineup and approach the game the exact same way, and we'll be fine.
Okay, can I come back?
I need to add something, okay? Because in the screen now, I have the stats. Yes, you control position, but again, you are talking the same Man City talk when you got positions. The XG of Brentford were higher. They created more chances than you. Mbeumo goal should have stood, but the referee took the easy route and whistle before it goes to VAR. And I know that some referees, they do that. They whistle before they actually go and look at the VAR. That goal should have stood. You're talking about the offsides. Shit happens. Yes, it does happen all the time. However, you weren't the better team on the pitch, and you're playing at home. And you remember me and Ty were talking about it on Friday, and I was talking pressure are gonna be on the play, and Arteta could not hand. I told you that
We spoke about the first 30 minutes and stuff like
yes,
that.
they panicked. It looked like Saka panicked. They tried to exchange positions. Players were mispassing the ball all the time. I think Arsenal fans are chatting this chat to give themselves confidence because you want to look at the mirror and say, we're fine while everything is burning around you. It's not doom and gloom yet until you lose Wednesday, if you lose. But it looks like if you're going to ask me who to put money on Wednesday, I'm going to say Man City. You did not
And you
look
know what?
good
I want to
Emirates.
add something on to there, Mo, because I listen very carefully when people talk. Jess just said, right, I'm confident in going to the Manchester City game on Wednesday because they're going to come out and play football and, they're going to attack us and we're going to get more space. Obviously, you played them at the Etihad. I know you rotated a bit, but you still, you played a Man City team that have the same style, but you didn't beat them and you didn't score against them. And now you want to talk about winning potentially the Premier League title. I'm not saying that you're saying that you're going to win it, but
I'm saying that. No, I'm saying we're going to win it.
Yeah, okay, well, cool. Even better for me. You're saying you're going to win the Premier League. And you're saying, right, we're going to play Man City and they're going to suit us because of this. Well, let me tell you something, Justin. You know football. You know your football. How many teams play like Manchester City in the league? Not many. So if you can beat Man City on Wednesday, what are you going to do when you're playing all these other teams that sit back like the Brentfords or not sit back, counter-attack like the Evertons and sit back in that compact shape? You can beat Man City on Wednesday, but you still got other tests to come. You got Villa away on Saturday. They're going to sit up.
And Liverpool away when they'll have all
and Liverpool away. So you could talk about beating Man City, which I understand, which is big for the league. However, you're going to have more games like these Brentford games. So I
got a question for Jess after he responds.
Yeah, I want to hear how he responds to that.
No, you're right, Ty. And I like when people bring very thought out points and not just reactionary points. So you're right. But at the same time, not only have we got to beat these teams, but our competitors around us, the Cities and the Manchester United, if you want to admit it or not, have also got to do this. Okay. And if you look at how the season's gone so far, there's no guarantee that they will also pass those tests. Okay. So whatever questions you pose at Arsenal, you got to pose those same questions to other teams in and around us as well.
Fair.
Cass is segment. Go ahead.
Yeah, so tits up when they decided to heavily rotate the FA Cup, which
that's mic gone quiet.
Huh?
Yeah, his mic is quiet.
Yeah,
the mic's gone quiet.
Yeah, can you now? Yeah.
Yeah. So I said when they went to the FA Cup and it heavily rotated, it burnt momentum for the team in general, right? I thought they'd pick it up. They didn't pick up against Everton, manager bounce. Cool, that excuse is fair. Now against Brentford, they were better, and you can say you got robbed, But they didn't get robbed. If anything, Brentford got robbed too because Mbuemo scored an absolute class goal, and so I think it's fair game. Let's not avoid that. Now it comes down to the performances and chances created. Brentford were better. It looked like a home game for them. I'll be so honest. So I don't know what it is. I can't doubt Arteta still. Do you get what I mean? Like I think I'm trying to be a little bit fair. I can't doubt him because of what I have seen, just because it's a blip. I think now it's just invited too much pressure on Wednesday because now, again, Pep Guardiola has now integrated Ruben Diaz and Laporte into the team. Not Stones and Akanji, Ake and Akanji, Laporte and you see how quick the passing was yesterday. How quick the transition from back to
Laporte is
front.
brilliant passing through the lines.
Now, I feel if he goes to Emirates and plays that science solid, yeah, he's going to play some good ball. But I don't think you can play Trossard in this sort of game. I think this is a Martinelli type game. If they want to come play ball, Martinelli in behind is bread and butter, really, if we're being honest, right? I think it's going to be interesting, but Arsenal's invited too much pressure on themselves because Man City, if they do win, I know you have a game in hand. They'll go level on with you and be above you on goal difference, which is, I think, is just going to be that crumble. And then I'm going to start labeling. If Arsenal don't win this league, this title race, it's got to be the biggest bottle I've ever seen, ever.
Facts. Cass, you make some good points there, and I have to agree with you for the most part. And the first thing you said about when he changed the squad for the FA Cup game and lost momentum, I think that's something we don't really put enough emphasis on. And I think that could be where the team maybe lost that momentum. However, I believe we've got enough now in the squad. They've been here before. Okay, we talk about City being here before. When I say, sorry, Ty, what I mean by being here before is last season we went through the crumble.
Okay. So even the players in terms of winning the league and experience.
No. I'm talking about like looking at the crumble dead in the eye and thinking, oh shit, what's going on? Obviously, we haven't been at the top of the league and been here, but most of these players, if not all the players, minus Trossard and Jorginho, went through this last season, and they know what they've got to do to stop the rot. This game on Wednesday is make or break, and it's one of those games that can go either way. The only issue with it right now, because of Arsenal's last 3 results, if you want to count the FA Cup game, if Arsenal to lose this game, it does look like crumble. However, if you space out these results over the course of 15 games, it's not crumble. But because they've come, I'm saying they've come as if we've lost already, because they're all in very close proximity, it looks like crumble. Exactly. But I think that the result on Wednesday may have less of an impact on the final standings than people would like to think.
I think
people we need to hit the like, guys. We're not on 100 likes, and we have 140 people here. Please hit that like button for us. Come on, people. Tell them, Jess. It looks like this. It's free. It's literally free underneath your live chat. Just do it. Check again. Go ahead. Oh, I don't know who we're.
No, I was just gonna say I don't think Arsenal can even afford to draw this game because the fact that City are now creeping 3 points behind. I think this has to be a must win now. Whereas a week ago after the Tottenham game, I would say, yeah, they can afford to draw this game. Now it's like, no, they got to win because if they don't get a win right now and it's like 3 consecutive draws, you're looking like Newcastle, right? And then 2, it's like, bro, like it's just 1 game separating. Who says you're gonna win that game against Everton at the Emirates anymore? Now it's like I think Jess said there's a formula now. Like
there's always a thing in it. Like
Sean
Dyche. Go ahead, Ty.
I think we're just gonna see it today. Maybe the Sean Dyche that we all know.
Away.
You know, sit back, hit on a break. And let's see how that works.
Let me say something, Ty. Let me say something about this. Okay, so the problem that people don't see is that Arsenal are actually still on course, even with these results, to be 90 plus points, which is supposedly enough to win the league. However, because City won against Aston Villa convincingly, and that's only 1 game, and because Laporte and Diaz, as Cass said, changed the way they play, people now are believing. And because of Pep Guardiola press conference, people are believing that Man City can go on a run. Okay? I'm playing devil's advocate for the other people, right? Not the Arsenal fans. But again, we saw Man City before. When they go level on points with somebody, they did it to Liverpool. You remember, actually, against Man United, you guys like got 80-something points and it came second to Man City. This City team, if the wheels are going, they're probably unstoppable because we have seen it before. While Arsenal, as you said, we don't know. Level on points, you got a game in hand. How is it going to pan out? We don't know. People are going to trust City more.
And on top of all of that, I agree fully with what you said. I feel like now with this whole siege mentality thing going on at City, I think that could maybe bring the players together a lot more because there was a lot of disunity in the ranks. You know, we've seen they've lost 4 big players over the summer: Sterling, Zinchenko, Jesus, and Fernandinho. And then they go and lose João Cancelo, and you look at the squad and thinking, what's going on behind the scenes? And I think this whole FFP thing that's happening could just be the thing that brings them together and makes them unify and play a lot better, possibly. I don't know. Obviously, I
Yeah, you
hope
can
not.
use it as a fuel, can't you? Because obviously
Exactly.
you kind of want to prove people wrong, and also it gives you that motivation of like, do you know what they want to try and do us? Well, we're going to shut you up by winning your biggest trophy in the country.
Literally.
You know what I mean? Which is the Premier League. The only thing I wanted to touch on before we go into the Man City game, because Mo, I know you're thinking their props. I've got a few questions on Man City though, but Jess, Ivan Toney, yeah. This guy, obviously, we know they got the betting thing going on. Put that aside, but as a footballer, he's come into his own this season, and he was brilliant against Arsenal, the Emirates. Two of my boys went to the game and said that he was dominating Saliba. We've seen the stats, Saliba, not winning any of his duels and stuff like that. But putting that aside, Saliba has come back from the World Cup a bit like Martinelli, a little bit flat. I'm not saying he's been poor, by the way, but compared to what he was doing at the start of the season to now, we're not seeing that. The Saliba aura as much, not Van Dijk kind of aura where they decompose themselves. Are you worried about Saliba not finding that form for the rest of the season? Because I do believe that centre-back, obviously, defence wins titles, as Fergie would say. You need your best centre-back performing at their best ability, best level, should I say. Are you worried about Saliba's form a little bit?
Saliba, no, not one bit. I think we've got to bear in mind it is his first season in the Premier League. And even with this shaky Saliba, in these last 3 games, Arsenal conceded 3 goals, a goal in each, which isn't unlike Arsenal anyways, even when they were winning games. The only difference was before we were just scoring more as well. So I'm not worried about Saliba one bit. And the fact that for long parts of the season, Gabriel wasn't even given any plaudits. Now, with Saliba's shakiness, we're seeing Gabriel a lot more. So Saliba, I'm not worried one bit. I am worried, though, about Martinelli. He is very predictable. Very predictable. And Mark, because if you guys watch Armchair Gaffers, by the way, that's my podcast, guys. Make sure you subscribe to
link down
Armchair
below, people,
Gaffers.
as well.
The link is in the.
It's basically in the title. It's hyperlink.
Perfect. If you see a lot of my hate speeches about Marcus Rashford going back 6 months, 12 months, 18 months ago, I was saying that he's not beating these players. He's getting the ball on the left flank. He's shaping up like he's gonna do you, and then just passing it back inside. And I'm seeing a lot of that with Martinelli, and I can't criticize. Well, I did criticize Rashford for that months ago, and I can't now not criticize Martinelli. So that's what worries me a lot more than Saliba, because we're still not conceding a shed load of goals.
Yes.
But a lot of people are saying this is Jesus and Nketiah. This is the difference between the two and the type of player that Nketiah is compared to Jesus.
Yeah, 2 things. Sorry, confidence. I didn't think about that. I don't think it's confidence. I think people know him, but they were saying a few weeks back that the issue is Zinchenko because he underlaps, and it's not giving Martinelli enough space to take on his man, whereas Tierney will overlap and open up a space for him. So and I think again, Jesus playing not playing, it could be that as well, because a lot of players facilitate other players to do their jobs. Gundogan does it for KDB. Who was the United right midfielder that done it for Gary Neville? That Gary Neville overlap all them years ago. Who was it?
David Beckham.
It was Beckham all the time.
Was it Bex? Yeah. Oh no, but after
Yeah.
Bex. Was it always Bex? Anyways,
Nani,
so I think
it was Nani after Cristiano.
Yeah.
No, not with Gary Neville. He wasn't.
No, it was Gary.
For
It
small-
was Cristiano, right? It was Cristiano.
Cristiano.
Right side.
After Beckham, Ronaldo came and he started on the right before he went on to the left.
Yeah. So I just think I'm more concerned with Martinelli, but I think things will change once the Messiah returns. But for now, I am a small bit worried about Martinelli.
Okay, super chat here from MH. Is that, I don't know. Is that Man United bottle an 8 points lead with 8 games to go? You did that in 2012 or 11?
I think it was. Yeah, I think it was when
It was
you know when. Do you remember Everton? Do you remember Everton 4-3?
2012. I was at uni.
Yeah,
I remember.
Everton. No, yeah, it was the Everton thing. That season where you was that bad boy, the guy that came to Everton, begins with a J, Yelovich.
Yeah, Nikita Yelovich.
Yeah. And he just buried us, bro. And it was just and then the Vincent Company header, 2-1 at the Etihad, all that stuff. Yeah. It was a.
So about Arsenal, the last thing Ty wanted to say something about Arsenal before we move on about like.
No. I said it. You don't say it about the Martinelli and Saliba. Yes, all good.
Troops is also calling out for Tierney to be starting as well with Martinelli. Zinchenko, Martinelli's side doesn't really like even against Man United. Martinelli wasn't good. Zinchenko is just playing inside ball, but it's not hard to dominate in midfield against Man United's current midfield at that point in time. Do you get what I mean? So there was no need for it.
I said this to one of my friends, because I'm seeing Odegaard not doing as much as he was. I think also might want to change that. Never gonna happen. But if you were to change Odegaard, I'm thinking maybe Leandro Trossard, only because Leandro Trossard's not shy on his weaker foot, whereas Odegaard is very one-footed. So you kind of know which way he's gonna go. It's just a thought. Probably we'll never see it happen, but that's something that, if things were all rosy and we're 15 points clear with 10 games to go, that's something I would maybe look into.
Okay, super chat from Kevlar Nick saying Arsenal hasn't beat City in the league since 2015. By the way,
there we go.
The JoJo is real.
Juju.
Okay, so the last thing I want to ask you, quick, just
Hey, you're too funny, bro.
Yeah.
Jess, do you think that's actually in the back of the players' heads at all?
No, because none of these players were there in 2015.
Since 2015, that means someone like Saka played City like 5-6 times, never won against City. Someone like Martinelli 3-4 times. Someone like Gabriel, Xhaka as well. Xhaka.
No. Because they won against City in the FA Cup, which I think was done at Wembley, perhaps. So, and last season we had a good game against City, but got a red card and then crumbled at the end. But I think the players will think, especially after the FA Cup game, I think they'll believe they have enough in the tank to really give City a good run for their money, and even more actually.
Thank you so much.
So no, it's not in their minds at all.
At all. Thank you, Kevlar, for the super chat. Really appreciate it.
I guarantee it is. I guarantee it's in Arteta's mind. He's gonna try and forget about it.
Alright, Mo, you kill me.
Mojo,
Jojo.
Powerpuff Girls, you know what I mean?
Mojo, Jojo.
City game, man. Mo, let's talk about the City game yesterday.
Yeah. Let's talk about that. Let me get my my thing about this. I was listening to the commentators here in the United States, and one of them said something, and he got into this argument about Haaland. Is he actually making the team better or not? And yesterday, even though he assisted, it's a mistake from Chambers, who shouldn't be a defender at the top level, to be honest.
I don't know. He's seen in a career, man.
It was horrible.
Yes. However, Haaland assisted, yes. And Man City fans are gonna get on me like this for the they don't like me saying that. But Erling Haaland, until the minute 40, had 3 touches, guys. Have we ever seen? But that's the problem is, Cass. We have never seen a Pep Guardiola team ever with a player only get 3 touches. That affects the other. That affects the. But that's why they're worse, Cass.
What do you mean? Yesterday they were brilliant.
Yeah. Okay, I'm talking about the season. Yes, yesterday they were brilliant, and what I'm saying is that it might work. However, their XG is lower than most of the seasons, all the seasons with Pep Guardiola. Their goals, their goals for are exactly the same. So he's scoring, but it's the same goals. The team's scoring the same. Their goals against are the less. Their pass percentage are less. So that's the problem. You guys don't see that.
I get it, but Mo, like,
no,
what it is? I want to cuss.
I'm sorry, Cass. Let me just say something.
But your agenda smells.
No. Let me just say something. Let me just say something.
Honestly, I could smell your toilet from here, G.
No. You don't understand my point. Haaland's actually, it's not his fault, and it's nobody's fault. The problem is, people don't understand that even Kevin, I'm going to keep saying that, even De Bruyne said, we are still getting used to play with him. But people don't want to see that.
Quickly, can I interject before you continue?
Yes.
And a lot of City players do perform better in their second season. Continue.
Okay.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm going to chip in. I'm going to chip in because I do think it's a balance of both. I think we know that Haaland's a finisher, and he gets on the end of things and he's more of a last man merchant, more rather than like a Harry Kane who comes in and links up play. He's a type that he gets one chance, one goal, but you know what you're getting when you get Erling Haaland. So I think Pep would have watched him enough to know that, okay, my team might suffer from it. However, he could be the difference between drawing at 1-1 at Southampton away and maybe winning 2-1. It's them type of games that, City was sipping up on. But for me, you said about, Pep Guardiola's teams not really having, a player like that and they're being worse. I actually remember when Samuel Eto'o swapped to Ibrahimovic in 2009. And I love Samuel Eto'o. They brought in Ibrahimovic under Pep at Barcelona, Mo. And I've never been, there's 2 players in my life, people will disagree, but Ribery and Ibrahimovic, I've never been on them like how other people have.
I'm with you on one. I'm with you on Ibrahimovic, even though...
Okay, don't get a Ribery one, though, innit? Ribery was bad boy.
fair. But like Ibrahimovic for me has never quite been that guy. And when he went to Barcelona, it didn't quite work between him and Pep Guardiola. And I'm not trying to say Haaland is the same as Ibrahimovic. They're similar in frame, but I know Haaland's got more explosiveness, he's got more pace and stuff like that. However, when it comes to sort of build-up play, they are the same because they're sort of big players that stay in the central positions and they lack the mobility to run channels and do all that type of thing. And I do think you're seeing that in terms of, obviously, with Man City right now. And I think, you know, when you look at the explosiveness, you had the Leroy Sané's, you had this, you had Raheem Sterling, who, okay, he's not explosive, but he can still run with the ball. I think that Man City now with the Mahrez and Grealish playing sort of tucked inside wingers, they don't really... Mahrez does take on his man, by the way, but you know he comes in on his left foot. But he's not going to get the ball like St. Maximum and just like run with it and ball carry 50 yards up the pitch. I feel like Haaland and then the mix of the wingers, it's just mish and mash at the moment and they haven't quite found their rhythm. They will find their rhythm. The thing is, what we've got to respect Man City on, yeah, and people have got to remember this, they're not having their best season attacking-wise, yeah, and people are having doubts about them. But they're still 3 points off top right now with a game to go top on Wednesday. And this is a Man City team that isn't clicking, that we can see is not playing as well they had the 3, 4, 5 seasons ago, but they still are where they are. So it's like you've got to applaud them because they're not playing as great and they are where they are. But you can also see the detriments. And I just feel like the Haaland type of football for Pep, yes, he doesn't suit him, Mo. I don't think he's that type of David Villa, even a sort of multifunctional, you know, forward. But you know what you're getting. If you sign someone...
Let me interject and tell you one thing and I'm going to let you talk. Do you know Ibrahimovic scored about 18 goals in the first half of the season? As well. So Ibrahimovic scored a lot of goals for them. But he still wanted him out. But the problem... But that's what I'm saying. People don't understand. But still he wanted him out of the team the next season, by the way. He scored goals. He scored a lot of goals, Ibrahimovic.
Yeah.
But he didn't like him. Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying.
And this is how I compare it. Ibrahimovic, Pep.
Thank you so much. It's exactly what you're saying.
The team might suffer in ways, and that's it.
But Man City fans are saying, but he scored 31 goals. But you are scoring the same amount of goals.
Mo. Ronaldo scored 18 league goals for us last season, and I was like, I still don't want Ronaldo here. But people say he scored 18 goals. But the team doesn't function. The other people weren't chipping in. This is the problems you have. But you know, elite managers have to make this sort of sacrifice. Whether it's going to be the right one or not, we'll see.
Yeah, but yesterday, and Cass was talking about, they were brilliant. And I think now...
70 minutes.
Yeah, but I think now, because Laporta, because Diaz, okay? Because Kevin De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva, Gundogan, these 6 players can actually control the game. You know what? These 6 players playing, they are equal 7 players. So it doesn't matter if you have a striker that is not involved. These players are brilliant enough to actually control games, even if they're playing a man down. And I'm not calling Haaland a man down. I'm just calling him someone who's not involved in the build-up play. However, as you said, 70 minutes. What happened after 70 minutes? They allowed Aston Villa to get back in the game. With another mistake playing from the back, guys.
Imagine this then. Well, Haaland came off at what minute? Like, it looked like he had a little tweak or something.
Half time.
Oh, yeah,
half time.
So
we want to talk about the overall play, but I saw a Haaland who chased down the ball and got an assist. I saw a Haaland that was just being a nuisance and letting the other team do whatever they need to do. You know, I saw a Haaland that was running in behind and obviously making their centre backs more wary of him in his presence. I mean, you don't have to score all the time or have 3 touches to put in the game. It's a bit like Weghorst in like, but a lot worse. It'll just be a nuisance. And then if you get your team playing, if your team is playing, the whole team thrives off of that, and that's what we get. I think he's got enough goals to not care if he doesn't score anymore. He is going to score goals. I don't think Haaland's an issue. I just think it's an overall team issue and not really an Pep issue. It is because he should have got the board should have probably got some players that suited Haaland a little bit more, because you're gonna have to, you're gonna have to you're gonna have to get the best out of that sort of player. And I think Jess said it, second season, I guarantee they go out and get him some proper wingers who will place balls where Haaland doesn't need to do what he did with his right foot and ping it back post, because he would be the one that's on the end of them.
Yeah. But on top of that as well, my issue with Haaland, I haven't watched much Man City in the last about 3 weeks, but a little while back I was watching them and they were trying to just spam the ball into him by any means necessary. So they were changing their style of play to just feed the horse.
This is what Ronaldo happened last season, Jess. We were trying to find Ronaldo rather than playing as the team.
Exactly. I feel perhaps, maybe they realize this and they've gone back to the drawing board and said, we're not going to force the ball into Haaland. So that's maybe why you're seeing him not get so many balls played in his direction or not. But the team are learning to play with him as opposed to just maybe trying to force the ball to him. And as time progresses, as the season progresses, and they have a preseason next year, they could be very, very dangerous. And it all depends as well on the wingers.
So
If they had
guys,
Sane
yeah.
and Sterling, go on.
So you're very confident that Pep is gonna get it right next year.
This is Pep Guardiola. More than you believe.
Yeah.
I mean, they might not get it right next season. They might get it right in League 2, maybe, allegedly, maybe.
Listen, Pep.
I thought I had to add that one in.
Yeah,
Keep
no,
the
the
likes,
likes.
people. As well. 200 in here right now, man. Keep smashing the likes. Make sure you subscribe to Jess's channel down below. Is in the hyperlink. Armchair Gaffers there, man. Weekly content. Good bunch of people is on. Debates like this, you know. No agendas, no personal things. You know, just talking football.
Unless you like agendas, because we can cater to agendas too. But if not, then no.
Yeah. And I see a couple of Liverpool fans. Don't compare Darwin Núñez and what he does for your team compared to what Haaland does.
Oh my God, no.
Hey,
No.
whoa. By the way, you know, I like Darwin Núñez a lot. I'm a big fan of him. Yeah.
So am I.
And I just think just one little thing has to change, okay?
To become a footballer, maybe?
To become a football player. But there's a guy who's very similar to Darwin Núñez, and it's clicking, and his name is Victor Osimhen. They're the same person, believe me. Yeah, they've got very small differences, but for Osimhen, it's clicking.
I'm done.
Yeah, Mo watches a lot of Serie A.
I don't get me started on Darwin.
Yeah. Now, do you know what I do?
It's always about the technical ability, but
I do like Darwin though, innit? Calculated chaos.
Offside all the time, bro. And that's what it's for me. It's like, bro, time your damn runs at least. But he's good though.
Yeah.
He kind of reminds me of Timo Werner at the moment, though, man. Great runs. Yeah,
if he gets his goals, if he has scored his goals, the chance he's having like 15 new goals by now. So in my head, I just think, you know, if he gets that right,
I suppose I hear what Liverpool fans are saying though, because the same respect to City, I suppose I have to throw it on to them. If they were to get some absolute decent technical ballers in the middle of the field, they got your Luis Diaz, your Salahs, then your Núñez. You might see a different Núñez. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Might, because you have to put the same respect on it, I suppose.
Definitely got the characteristics to do well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
See it there. But
guys, I've seen something in the comments saying sin bin me for that take. Believe me, guys, it's not that mad. Okay, if it's small, football's all about fine details. Yeah, believe me. If Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was 3 yards further back in 1998, was it 1999? Yeah, he wouldn't be Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Do you understand? It's fine details. Believe me, guys. Darwin Núñez is like this close to really being somebody. He might be at the wrong team, might be the wrong system. I don't know, but I just know that he's this close to really being big problem, more than you believe.
So let's talk. Okay, so Man City, Arsenal, the showdown on Wednesday. Do we think this? Jess doesn't think this decides the league at all. Cass?
No, it doesn't decide. No, it doesn't decide the league itself. Like if you want to put down, you know that, but it's a factor. It's a decide. Like you get what I mean? It's a factor in that decider. Because if Arsenal win, I think they go off and blitz the league and push momentum from there. But if City win, it's like, bro, that factor can really f up everything. You know, Man United lurking. But yeah, I was just saying, isn't it? I think it's a fact. Of course, it's a massive factor, and I think it's the biggest factor at current moment for Arsenal, because I think now City can afford to draw it and still look at it like, yeah, we're only 3 points off. We've done this thing before, where Arsenal's never done it before in what years?
Literally. Yeah. I look at Rodri. He looks like a man. He looked like yesterday. He looked like a man possessed. And I look at him like he's the kind of player that can really help City kick on. But it's out of their hands.
You know what? Some people have said to me, Jess, and like you season ticket holders, I know at Arsenal, they've said for them it's probably the biggest game they've seen at the Emirates in a league game. Some said ever, and some said in a long, long time. You know, do you remember? I think the last big league game I remember where you guys went crazy. Welbeck.
I know. Yeah.
Yep. That was what, 2015?
Is that the 3-2? Is that the 3-2? The 2016 one?
Yeah, like that's huge. You know what I mean? 8 years for a team like Arsenal to say, and this is no disrespect to Arsenal, this is, you know, we're talking 8 years ago now, for them to say this is the biggest league game we've had in that time, show you how big this is. And I actually agree with Cass. I don't feel like it has an overall bearing on the outcome of the season, but I do believe that if you let Man City, who have won 4 out of 5, that winner's mentality, they win that.
I like that comment from Jamie as well. It says Arsenal look tired. They are using the same players over and over, and the lack of squad and killer up front will cost them.
Yeah, see with that, yeah. Like, what are you guys' thoughts? Because I see what Arteta does. Like, he likes to have the same players. Like, I believe he's saying, "Listen, these are the players we're winning. Okay, like you've got to make me select you. Like, something's got to go wrong for you to get in. Okay, I don't know how I feel about that. Do you guys think if the team's winning, you keep the same players, or do you think you should always freshen it up?
Uh, I actually think with Arsenal in the position you've been in, you haven't been in this position for a long time. I think they're the trusted players that have got you into that position. If they're fit, you keep the momentum going. Ten Hag, and I'll flip this into Ten Hag. I know we're not in the title race right now, but Jess, we played Reading, we played Nottingham Forest, and Castle. No, we played a strong team, and everyone was like, "Why are you not rotating? Why are you not doing this?" He come out in his interview and said, "I want the momentum to keep going," and that's what he done, and that's what's happened in our cup final. Now we're against Newcastle, and we're still in the FA Cup. So I don't begrudge Arteta for this. I think small margins, like you just mentioned earlier. Let me sorry, like just quickly, but I feel like because Arteta has not won in the last 3 games, it's easy to then now say, "Oh, you're not rotating enough." If you had won these last 2 games, it would have been like, "Oh, Arteta's great because he's just keeping the same team." So
yeah, like I said before. Sorry, Cass, go on.
No, go on, respond.
Quick one, just saying all that matters is the end result, because you win with the same team. It's like, yeah, well done, but you lose like 2 out of 3 with the same team. People saying, "Oh, why are you playing the same team?" So all that matters at the end is just the result.
Can I say one thing, Cass, just quickly before you come in? Just one thing. The only issue is, right, and I said this on the show the other day, is that you people want Trossard to start, Jess, right? If Trossard was going to start, he would have started against Brentford. What Arteta is not going to do is now rotate in the biggest game of their season. I think if you were going to rotate, you should have done it before. So now you're going to play your trusty players against City.
I just don't think Arteta's rotated smartly, where with us, I think Ten Hag has now started to rotate a little bit more smart. You know what I mean? Like with key players, not every player, but the key ones. Like yesterday, we saw Maguire play, bro, and we still got a result.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, now Lissandro Martinez, I guess he's not playing, but Shaw's there. Molasses getting his minutes again. The Low's got more minutes. Wan-Bissaka's now fresh. Casemiro is now fresh. Only Rashford you could debate on, but did he not come off as well? He always takes him off, like if you're winning,
he's learning.
10, 15 minutes off. Garnacho comes on inevitably. I suppose that right-hand side has been ever changing. I say Bruno's pretty much the only one, I think, but he's just got a different kind of engine.
Do you think, though, Cass, that's more by because Arsenal have been out the Carabao Cup, they're out the FA Cup. We've been able to do that because he's had the option to, because we've had games every 3 days, whereas Arsenal, they're playing weekly.
Yeah, potentially. I don't think he just needs to focus on Europa League now and the football, the Premier League, and I think that's all Arteta's really got going on for. You saw in the FA Cup?
No.
Nah, they lost to City.
Oh yeah, they lost in it. Sorry, my bad. That was even a joke. I actually forgot. You're out. But yeah, so that's what you got to focus on. Now you can probably afford to play your strongest team and rotate wisely.
If them players don't perform, I'll put it this way: if them players don't perform on Wednesday and you get beat by City, that game on Saturday against Villa, that'll be the first time this year we see Arteta make changes because he wants to make changes. That's how I'm going to leave that.
I think you need to keep the squad that, like, I get it. It's all good drilling mentality and telling your players this, that, and the other. But if you ain't giving a certain man game time and he's becoming an issue and you're not calling out, it can start to affect little things here and there. Like everyone's been in a football dressing room that's played football, right? Little one factor, one person can change the mood of 2 or 3 other people. And then that 2 or 3 people is like, yeah, I'm not really playing. It's kind of annoying kind of thing. That kind of starts affecting little parts. And then at the end of the game, when you have lost that game, whether you're playing Saturday, Sunday league, Tuesday ball, semi-pro, you know what happens there, man?
Yeah,
is the manager comes out and starts moaning at all of you. And then you're like, fuck.
Katz is absolutely, but that only happens if the team is losing. And the problem is the momentum now with Arsenal. If you don't win the game on Wednesday, now the problems are gonna rise.
I think there's a little bit of I think there could be a possible little bit of moaning going on, a little touch, because you know when you want to win so bad, sometimes you can overdo it. This is what I mean with Bruno. You want to win so bad, you overdo it. It's like sometimes shut up, bruv. Like honestly, stop your moaning on the pitch. It pisses me off, bruv.
Guys, we've been on Arsenal for a long time. I thought we're going to move on. Before we go, don't you guys want to consider the manner of the losses Arsenal have had? So the 1-0 loss.
You haven't lost.
We've lost 3. No, we've lost 3. Man City, Everton, and Brentford was a loss as far as I'm concerned. So the Man City loss, okay? The man of that loss, it was Arsenal's B team and we weren't embarrassed, okay? 1-0 Nathan Ake, bottom corner, yeah? That was that, okay? The Everton game, anyone could have won that game, okay? Again, 1-0. Could have gone either way.
Anyone?
Yeah, either one of us. Like, if I had Arsenal won that game, people wouldn't have said, "Oh, Arsenal got lucky." People would have been like, "Sean Dash was unlucky to not win," but like, it wouldn't have been a big deal. And the third loss was the 1-1 against Brentford. Like, these aren't bad performances. So if Arsenal keep
they
performing the way they're
are.
performing,
No,
No,
they
they
were
are
awful
just. They
performances.
are just. That's the
Yeah,
problem.
I agree.
They are.
I
The
agree,
problem
man.
is Arsenal in the beginning of the season, you were doing the authority thing.
exact same
In
thing.
control. No, you were in
Exact same thing.
control. Not ball position. You were actually forcing team to play where you want. You were forcing them to do what Arteta wanted. I thought yesterday, as Cass said, at home, Brentford, I thought they were in control. Not with the ball, but in control in terms where the game is played, how the game is played, controlling the tempo of the game. They were actually doing what they wanted. And that's not
I must have
Arteta's
watched a
way.
different game.
No, because
I
I
must have
thought
watched a different
this
game.
is why their XGs are higher than you. That's why they actually did exactly what they tackled who they wanted. They forced Martinelli. As you just said, Martinelli was forced to tuck inside and pass instead of shooting.
He's been doing that a lot, obviously, not just against
But
Brentford.
he's forced to do that. Some teams can give you the ball, as you said. Man United against Man City for that first half, they didn't have the ball, but they were forcing Man City to do what they want. They were forcing Man City to pass the ball where they wanted, and that's what Brentford are doing. Anyway, long story short, I think that the last 3 games, you weren't the same team that is in control for 90 minutes. Against Leeds, you were defending, but you still, when you won that game in the earlier in the season, you were doing what you want. You wouldn't defend, but you defended the way you wanted. I thought that you
even
control.
MH, I get you was at the game, but then there's lots of people in FTV, even troops and them man saying Brentford were lucky. Well, Arsenal were lucky to walk away with a draw that game. The performance was bad. The Everton performance was bad. I suppose different factor in the FA Cup. Anyways, let's move on from that.
Let's move on. Let's go to Man United. Okay, let's talk
Yeah,
about.
I've got half 4 by the way, just so you know, guys.
So I'm gonna let you do Man United yesterday. It's the performance of the champion. Mistakes happened, but recoveries, and it could have been 4-0 to be honest yesterday. But also you allowed Leeds a little bit, but not enough for Leeds. You were just the performance of people that want to win the games.
It's the type of game that you look back at the end of the season, and if you do win something and stuff like that, you look back and you say that's a big win. Arsenal went to the Ellen Road, like Cass said earlier in the show, and they got a 1-0 win there, Bukayo Saka, but then Bamford misses a penalty late on. It was one of them scrappy games. You go to Ellen Road, you know what to expect. High energy press. They don't have a new manager bounce. They have a new home fan bounce. That's what I call it when you haven't got a manager. And they showed that. The first 20, 30 minutes, I'm going to be real with you. We were not good. Maguire dilly-dallying on the ball, Harrison catching him. We weren't able to get the ball into midfield quick enough. And then what does that mean? It means Sancho, Rashford, Weghorst isolated. Every time they got the ball, they couldn't make it stick. Everything was just poor in that first 20, 30 minutes. But we got through it. Instead of conceding like other teams would, we got through it. And one thing I would say is when your team's playing so bad, right, and this goes for any team, in our Arsenal, Chelsea, City, when your team's playing so bad, you kind of watch it and know that your team can't get any worse. So once it gets to half time, I'm thinking, well, we're going to be better than what we were in that half. And if we've got through it 0-0, we have the potential to score. Now, I'm going to shout at Ten Hag for one thing, because Ajax fans kind of said to me, you know, his in-game management can sometimes be a bit, well, Mo, the tactical tweak to put Weghorst into the 10, I don't even know what to say. It worked brilliantly. You know, Weghorst has not been getting the service up front. Yesterday he was isolated. It was another game that kind of passed him by. Not his fault, but it's just passing him by, and it's just one of them things. He moved Weghorst to the 10, and what he done tactically for us was huge. Leeds had been out battling us. Tyler Adams, Weston McKennie, them dogs in there. What he then done with Weghorst is it enabled Rashford to play on the last man. What does that do, Mo? That means the Leeds defenders are having to watch over their shoulder for someone that can actually run in behind. They then drop a bit deeper. Weghorst is then a 6'6" player that can bring it down in his chest, spin right, spin left, link it up. Then they need to say, right, well, we got Bruno Fernandes. Weston McKennie could probably outdo Bruno Fernandes physically 1v1. You are not outdoing Weghorst 1v1. Then that means Weghorst has then Tyler Adams, McKennie trying to get the ball off him. What does that then do? Opens up space for Garnacho. Look at the goal, slips him in down the left. Bruno Fernandes goes to the right. It's these little tactical things that you can see what they do on and off the ball. And it worked yesterday. And in some games, you need to take a risk. You need to do something different. And Ten Hag got it spot on. None of us could see Ten Hag playing Weghorst in a 10, but he tried it yesterday and it worked. Dropping them deeper, Rashford in behind, causing them a threat. And, you know, we get the job done, man. And, you know, big up Rashford as well. Like I always have, this shirt is not coming down because while I've got this St. Kitts and Nevis shirt up and he's representing us, he is delivering the goods. That's 21.
Well, I'm glad to see the Marcel pillow's gone now.
Bro, it's actually behind there. It's coming back
Yeah,
out soon.
Finally,
gone,
man. Finally.
Nah,
finally.
don't worry. The Marshall pillow's there,
Finally.
man. Don't let me get it back out.
The
But right now, Rashford's on
Garnacho.
fire. And do you know what? I'm gonna be honest. Before I let Cass go, I'm so impressed with what Rashford's done because I've had doubts myself saying this year would be his last year. He'll either make it under 10 Hag or he's not. People thought he could leave, to better his career elsewhere. But Benny McCarthy has been huge. 4-headed goals this season. The last 2.5 years, 4-headed goals for Rashford. He's improved so much in terms of his overall striking of his game. Left foot, right foot finishes, heading the ball. And, we're on the right path. Them type of wins yesterday are big for the confidence. And, we take that into the Barcelona game now. But, yeah, that little tweak from Ten Hag there was the difference between winning and drawing yesterday. And I'm really happy for that.
Garnacho, Cass. Garnacho, the finish is like a Mbappe finish, near post.
Well, yeah,
Everybody
yeah,
expected it. It's absolutely brilliant, huh?
Well, I think he owed us a goal from Wednesday, so that's one
What a
thing.
way to respond, Cass.
Was it? No, wait. Sorry. Was it when? No, sorry. On
Wednesday. Yeah, you're right.
Saturday. Was it Saturday? No,
No,
Wednesday.
you're right.
Wednesday. Yeah, I'm bugging. He owed us that goal, but it's all the people, like grown men, especially. I can understand it when it comes from kids because it's different, and not every I can expect that. But from grown men slagging off an 18-year-old man, boy, person, whatever you want to call it, teenager, yeah. That is disgusting, bro. Like I saw mad shit, and it's like, yeah, if you're old enough to play the game, then you can get critics. Shut up, man. When you was 18, you was getting like slapped up left, right, and center by teachers giving them comments. You're the one that wanted to moan and get angry and shit. You know what I mean? So why are you gonna do it to a guy that's in a professional sport because he's talented at what he does and start slagging off left, right, and center? It makes no sense for me, really. This is why I don't really do it to Elanga. He's still like 19, 20 years old. I can get onto Elanga, but not to the degree fans do at Man United and whatnot. I don't get it. It's just, and you know what? The fact that he's doing the shush celebration and all that kind of shows that he's reading comments stuff. So they do read stuff. And look what he did, man. That goal was class. He owed Aylan one of them. Aylan had a proper game. I feel sorry for Leeds. It's a bit weird. Their defense done them justice in the first half, but their attack didn't. Even though they only had 6 shots on target. But in the second half, their attack didn't attack done them a bit more justice trying to get out the field, but then the defense just flipped and switched and dropped off.
But you could have given the game away with like Maguire mistakes. What?
Oh, Maguire! I don't know how we got away, but see Harry Maguire, he's old enough to take some corn. That guy, I can't wait for him to leave. That guy is absolutely shite, bro. Like honestly, I've never seen such crap in my entire life.
These 3 mistakes. I'm like, how are you playing under Ten Hag now for like 7 months,
takes
man?
too long on the ball,
my god,
man.
it's the thing where he points down, looks down, and then pass it.
Yeah,
it's cool. You got Luke Shaw 20 yards to your
left.
left.
He rolls over the ball, innit? Like he's a fancy player, and it's like, wow, what are you doing?
Do you remember Ty when we started talking about Man United earlier this season? I told you people think Maguire is a ball-playing centre back because he just can play a long ball. He absolutely cannot pass the ball. His angles are all wrong. He receives the ball all wrong.
Where it's good though is where he head down, he gave it to Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw done what he had to do. And Luke Shaw's not even a centre back. That's why Maguire, the back four, probably looked better than it was because of Luke Shaw. And Malacia helping inside. All Maguire does is pass it sideways or go back or get tackled or something along those. Like he can't play ball, but I'm gonna give Maguire the slightest bit of what's the word I'm looking for? I'm going to give him the benefit of doubt. Leeway, yeah. It's because it was Maguire's first start in how long? So
yeah, I think the last game he started was Reading.
In a magnitude of a Leeds derby and everything, the fans are bouncing for about 60 minutes before they stopped. Maguire did come into that sort of game, and it's not easy. So yeah, I'll give him that little bit of credit. But as a football player and just the fundamentals alone, you got to be doing better than that. You're a professional. You're a big man. Captain. You should be eating this up. You're captain. You got to be representing. You know what I'm saying?
80 mil.
Winning a performance. 80 mil. Nah, man.
Jess,
more like 80 million. More like 80 million rupees, bro. That's what he's worth. So, you know what I mean? But other than that, yeah, the vehicles thing in the 10 was smart. But then that goes back to show what we was talking about before, innit? Leeds are prone to that ball in behind. They ain't got the defense for it. So why didn't you not just start Rashford up front in the first place and put Pelestri and have some control? Because see Sancho, don't get me wrong, Sancho ain't got the engine like Pelestri, but at least Sancho, if he was on the left, he would have help by Malacia. Sancho got 0 help by Delo the whole game. He came up once as it goes, and then Delo hit the bar. But Delo couldn't go up because of who?
Because Nonto.
Maguire?
Because
Nonto.
Maguire.
Nonto
and Maguire. No, because they don't want to leave Nonto one-on-one on Maguire.
Your toe was shit yesterday, bro. Maguire.
Yeah, but I wouldn't want him running at Maguire.
Exactly. So then there's no effect then. Maguire. That's it, man. Until
my
Lissandro
God.
come on, different game, man. Different game. Because then he's like, yeah, I'm taking control of this bitch. And he did it.
Yeah. Can I just chip in on something quickly as well,
Yeah.
by the way, what Cass said about Garnacho, especially the 18-year-old thing, yeah. When this sums up football fans, Mo. We played Man City 3 weeks ago. We were 1-0 down. He comes on in a Manchester derby, gets the assist for Marcus Rashford. We win the game 2-1. The game before the World Cup begins, we play Fulham away. We're 1-0, 92nd minute. Eriksen sits him in. He gets the winner against Fulham away from home. These are big games and big moments that he's stepping up in 18 years of age when he didn't actually expect to be thrown in the deep end this season. One bad game, and I'm gonna summarize it like this: one bad game or a couple missed chances. He takes the ball around the Leeds keeper and he gets cleared off the line. He scores that, and it's Garnacho scored again, and people are singing his praises. He misses a couple chances, and you want to bat him with a brush, but you're forgetting what he's done in the 3 weeks before and the game before.
Preach. And I'm gonna call out one person, and I'm gonna clip it. I'm gonna send it to him. Marcel, you know Marcel Ty. Stop causing problems about Garnacho and Eric Ten Hag that there's a thing because he was sitting down on the steps because we was 10 men and he was looking eager, not pissed off. I wonder where the comments are today. Do you get what I mean? Energy. I was talking about energy, right? There we go, man. Marcel, I'm gonna clip this. I'm gonna send it to him. Stop making shit up, man. It's boring. It's annoying. It's what splits the fan base and gets people thinking shit. There's actually a problem. Anyways, cool. That's me done on Man United. We deserved it.
Man United.
We just need to work in silence now. Carry on winning.
Yeah.
Just Man United though. What like? How do you see forget the season and all the stuff? How do you see them now? Do you see them holding tight to that third place, coming for Man City at second, or coming for you in the title race? Or
I very much see United as a threat. They'll finish in that top three for sure. And a few weeks back when they first started this run, I said the thing about United is that they're very hard to beat. They don't really concede many goals, and especially when they had Casemiro, Eriksen, and Fernandes, I thought they were very dangerous with Rashford because any one of those players can slip him in or play the ball over the top. Even without Eriksen now, I think that United are a threat. I don't know if this is just a purple patch or a good bit of form, but under Ten Hag, it seems like they've got some idea with what they're doing. And I've got to say I was wrong about them. I thought they were just getting lucky, but they seem like they've got a clue.
I like this
can't
Man
wait,
United, man. The thing about it is like every time they go down, I believe, man. Like even that Crystal Palace thing, you guys are like,
Believe.
I'm like, this is because the small tactics that he does, like yesterday, compensating for not having Casemiro, putting Malacia in a little bit, tucking in the midfield to compensate for not having a defensive midfielder. These small things, they matter and they work. Like him putting, like this guy Weghorst, everybody said that he's not good enough. His link-up play has been good. Maybe he's not scoring loads of goals. He's not scoring, but he's doing the job that he's asked for.
Moving into 10 worked.
Yeah,
Because
I
Rashford,
agree.
how is Rashford scoring every game? It's everybody around him is
it's
doing
crazy.
their job.
Even in his young days, you ain't seen this sort of Rashford. This is what we was talking at the start of the
Everybody around
season.
him is working, Cass.
It's
Everybody
talking about
around
the
him is
season, innit?
working.
Do you know what though? It's so important, and I'll leave after this. But the so important thing with Marcus Rashford, and this is even Weghorst. Ten Hag said in his interview after the game, he said, when I came into this club, I actually said to Martial, Rashford, Sancho, and all the others, if you stay in the game mentally for 90 plus minutes, you will get a chance. If you have a bad game, don't let your head drop or don't let your anticipation of runs drop off because you will get your moments. And he literally said yesterday, that was Marcus Rashford persevering with himself, waiting for that right moment and having that ability to say, right, my chance, and I believe in the players will get me the ball. And they did. A lot of players have bad games, Mo, can, maybe not make as many runs.
Rashford did have a shit game. He had a shit game, yeah.
Yes, exactly. And that's backing up my point.
But
he had a poor game, but mentally, he stayed in the game for 90 minutes and waited for his chance and was ready. And that's what Ten Hag said he's instilled into these players. But guys, I've got to make a move because there's an appointment downstairs. Jess, lovely seeing you as always, bro. We'll definitely catch up. Cass and Mo, big up every single time. And guys, smash a like for my guys here, man. Yeah, love you.
Thank you, Ty.
Yeah.
Cass, quickly. I don't watch United very often, okay? Is Rashford playing well? I know he's scoring goals. Yeah. When I've seen him play against Arsenal, he looks, for the first part at least, looked very dangerous. Yeah. On the whole, is he playing well, or is he just scoring goals, or is it a mixture of both?
It's a mixture of both.
Yeah.
He's not. Some games he's playing shit. It's more of his away form is pretty shit compared to his home form. But his fundamentals I look at fundamentals first, and that's when if you give me your fundamentals, passing, pressing, tracking, just little things like that, you're having a 6 out of 10 game, 5.5, 6 out of 10. What can you do from there? Can you get me a goal? Can you get me an assist? Can you beat your man? Then we'll start upping it. But yesterday, he done the fundamentals well, but he didn't do the extra parts. You didn't get your crosses in. You did score, so I'll give you a 6.5 though, because it would be unfair to give you a 7. It would be really unfair. But then he got an offside goal. You got an offside goal, and it was narrow margins. That could have got you a 7.5 out of me, 8, because you done your thing. But in terms of everything else alongside it, giving away balls, this, that, and the other, he didn't have a good performance. A bit like Palace, to be fair.
But
So
he scored.
But he scored. But that's what you need from your guys. You can't always have a good game. But Old Trafford, the guy rips it up. I can't lie. He will stop once, but then he'll go again. And then again. And that's why he put Luke Ayling on that side. And Luke Ayling started to go back. So I just like... he's a mixture of both for me anyways. And until we can get further up that pitch, because remember, this ain't Ten Hag's had to tweak his tactics, by the way. This ain't even it. Like, he's got to play with a goalkeeper that can't really distribute, and he's still playing a lot backwards because he hasn't got that ball playing to keep you up the field as much. That's the worst part. But I mean, for me, it's the best part. For you guys, it's the worst part. So happy days.
Yeah. I want to address one thing once and for all for the Man City fans. Nick Saunders, one of our members, big up my friend. Of course, he's saying, Mo, how is Weghorst being good for United, but you're slamming Haaland, even though he got 25 Premier League goals? Cass, have I ever said Haaland is a bad player? All I'm saying, guys, and I'm just going to say that. No. Never. You will never see me saying Haaland's a bad player. I'm an idiot if I say Haaland's a bad player. The guy's got 31 goals, right? He is an amazing player. But the problem with him is that maybe he doesn't suit Man City. That's what I'm thinking. Weghorst.
I think it's unfair, though, Mo. I think it's unfair because Weghorst is only a 1.5 million pound loan. He's a loan. It's what you expect from a loan.
Exactly.
Haaland is. I'm not being funny. He scored price for goal at the moment.
But you can't expect anything from Haaland, Cass. Haaland is doing what he's paid to do. He's scoring goals.
Yeah, but the same breath, we allowed players, about 18 months, would you agree, Jess, to see what they can really do? Like, for me, Sancho's got this half the season, two seasons, whatever you want to call it, to see what you can really do.
And also,
I think we got, and I'm not being funny, for first 6 months of Premier League football or wherever it is for Haaland, I mean, it'd be kind of hard. It'd be kind of wrong to judge and considering where he's already at.
How are people comparing Weghorst to? Weghorst is gone after the 6 months, the coming 3 months.
No, he's just saying how you. I don't know. Obviously, you can separate praise. You can separate praise.
Yeah, of course. But anyway,
let's move on. Man United. It's boring me.
Chelsea. Talk about Chelsea.
Yo.
Oh my God. Okay. Can I say something, Jess? And then because I said that, and can I say something?
Yeah, sorry, brother.
How? Again, they're playing Enzo Fernandez as a defensive midfielder, and I said that before. But how do you have all these players and you're still not playing good football? About the penalty, the ball was not going in. Suchek is using his hand to break his fall. Very simple. It's in the rules. They have been calling it like this for 2 years, but just people like to cry. Mark Goldbridge is saying that people should storm the officials' room, should storm the VAR room. Absolutely wrong. Anybody that says that this should have been called a penalty, if the referee called it a penalty on the pitch, they would not have changed it. But because he didn't call it as a penalty, it's not clear and obvious error. It was the arm below the shoulder breaking his fall. It's not a penalty. It's as simple as that. They cannot.
I didn't know that rule. But having said it, I kind of feel like Suchek knows the rule and he used it to his advantage. A bit of gamesmanship there.
People do that.
He's put his arm there knowing that because to me it looked like a deliberate handball, and the only conclusion I can make from that is that he knows the rules and he knows if he breaks his fall, then they can't give it. It's the game.
What do you want him to do though? Sit on his ass and hurt himself or put his
imagine if it doesn't have his arm, his head would be on the ground.
I can't lie. If it was my team, I'd be fuming.
But Cass, put some logic to it, right? The actual officials came out and said that. They said this arm is called the break full arm or whatever. That
it would be. Of course it would be.
And it is. They said that, but people are still crying. Where were you in the game? Where were you in the game? Why you're crying? And the shot, the strike was not even going inside. The shot was not going in.
Yeah, for real, Jess. What are you saying? A super team like that currently on that field should be beating West Ham regardless.
100%. But there's a few problems there. Fernandez so far looks good. For me, looks very good so far.
Who?
Enzo Fernandez.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. 100%.
But I looked at his partner, and it was Ruben Loftus-Cheek. I'm thinking like this is screaming out for me for Jorginho, but you let him go. I don't see Loftus-Cheek as a double pivot kind of player. So you've made a mistake there. Obviously, Kovacic, even I wouldn't even see Enzo Fernandez and Kovacic playing there. It's Kante and Fernandez at the very least. And that's one area there's a problem. And the next area is that after all of these transfers, you're still relying on Champions League final solo goal, Kai Havertz. That's a big issue for me, Chelsea fans. So until they fix that and until they gel, I don't expect much from Chelsea. They might win a game 4-0. They might draw blank and draw 0-0 or 1-1, but they're not going to have a consistent run of games for a long time.
Yeah, I agree, but I think that it's going to change when Zakaria comes back and just be the anchor and let Enzo go forward. You get what when Zakaria comes back, it's a different game. But at the same time, the way we rip into Trent about that back post, why are we not ripping into Reece James about that back post? That was lacking.
Well,
2 games in, I'm pretty sure your concentration should be higher than that. You should know as a pro that ball that was whipped in, that's going back post. Be in line with your defenders. You got a wiggly line. It's looking like McDonald's, like the sign. You know what I mean?
yeah,
It's a bit sticky, isn't it?
It's a bit sticky still.
And Kukurea dropping another stinker. What a waste of money, man.
He's not a waste of money.
It's a waste of money, man. He's not worth 60 million just to get benched in the end by Chilwell.
You know what? Seeing him at Brighton, I thought he was good from I think 2020. That's when I first saw him at Brighton. I was like, oh, I like this Mark Kukurea guy.
Yeah, he was good there.
Yeah, he was good, but obviously something's not going right.
Yes, a lot of people work in some teams and they don't work on the other team.
Literally that.
It's as
They
simple
work.
as that, yeah.
There's the systems at play. There's players. Certain players bring out the best in you. Certain players bring out the worst in you. I'm sure playing next to Harry Maguire, a lot of people thought that Luke Shaw wasn't a good football player. I knew he was good, but I knew he was playing next to Harry Maguire. So it could be that as well. Maybe he needs a different midfield or a different wing ahead of him. What Chelsea playing? A 3-5-2, 3-4-3?
It's looking like right now. It's looking like a 4-2-3-1, 4-3-3 now kind of system.
4-2-3-1, 4-3-3. Yeah, that's a lot of players.
Sign like that. No, yeah, it's just like so. You got Ruben Loftus-Cheek next to Enzo. No, because I see Ruben Loftus-Cheek in a defensive position next to Enzo, but then as soon as they break, Loftus-Cheek goes or Enzo Fernandez. One of them goes forward, and then they don't really play him with a 10. They did have João Felix in the 10, but he's drifting out wide a lot and going inside a lot. Do you get what I mean? He was playing a 10 behind Havertz. You get what I mean?
Yeah. Was Kukurea playing in a 4 at Brighton? I'm not too sure. I wasn't watching them that much.
It was a mix of 4 and 3. Yes.
He was playing left centre back and left wing back.
Yeah, he played left centre back and left wing back. So, but I don't think he played in a back 4 as many times as he's done for Chelsea. But that's not an excuse, though, Jess. It's not an excuse. You play for Chelsea FC. You got the coach that was managing you in Brighton. You got better players around you. It's not an excuse. I'm sorry. He's scared.
I can't put my finger on it.
Yeah. But anyway, I want to say something, and I said it on the Saturday show. Chelsea signed Koulibaly for £35 million. It didn't work out. And then they went in the winter and they signed Koulibaly for another Baricelli for another 35 million. Enzo Fernandez. All these players, and you still cannot get results out of the team.
Because it's bigger than that.
Is it though?
Yeah, because we've seen teams that haven't got superstars, haven't got great players, do very well. One of the biggest examples of this was in 2015-16 Leicester. They had a few good players there, but as a whole, they weren't a superstar team. We've seen Galactical teams fail. You know, we've seen the Galacticos of Madrid when they had Beckham, Figo, Ronaldo. I think they won La Liga once. That was about it, but most of that was a failure. Like we saw when United was signing big players with your Pogbas and your Di Marias, you weren't great. So it's bigger than just signing everyone and thinking it's going to work. There's part of the reason why it's never been done before is because it doesn't make sense. This season, Chelsea have played 33 different players. How do you keep the unity? How do you make the players gel when you got that many changes? Like from week to week, only Mount and Gallagher know that they're definitely starting, and they didn't even start on the weekend. So
they came on and there was a lot of booze.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, but Chelsea, I don't think they're gonna. Okay, they're still not out of the top 4 because Newcastle are not performing well, which is segue to Newcastle. A little bit quick to say. A couple of words about Newcastle. The goals are drying. Cass is the one who clocked this about like weeks ago, right? Cass, weeks ago you said this team is gonna struggle. I didn't believe you, so I gotta surrender here and say that you were right. That this team, they are struggling, even though they're still 4th, though, with a game in hand, 2 points ahead of Spurs. So I'm not sure if you watched the game or not that they played against.
Yeah, I
Bournemouth.
watched it. Damn well, I watched it. I was loving it.
To talk to me about it then.
I can't. I think Bournemouth got hard done by slightly, but I just think it was a cagey game. It wasn't much going on in the game for me whatsoever. Bournemouth defended very well. Newcastle were just doing what Newcastle does. So then Botman should have got sent off. Didn't get sent off. I saw that the last swipe of a tackle, swiped the leg, didn't get nothing. Got very lucky, by the way. But Newcastle fans
Is
different.
is Gucci Max back playing now? Yeah.
Yeah, I believe he started the game.
So that's part of the problem because a lot of the results this
No,
season.
tell a lie. He didn't start. No, did he start the game?
Who?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. It was.
Alan
was
Saint Maximin, Gucci
Maxim.
Max.
So,
Oh no, yeah,
Maxim,
he has been starting. Yes.
Almiron and Isak, they had their lineup. Like they had their chance, and he bring him off, and then even the substitutions.
I feel like they
Didn't
perform
do
better when Gucci Max isn't playing. If I'm being honest with you.
Well, I think at the start there, he needs to run the games. Really, I think it's like his second start or first start. Actually,
He needs to start
came out
less.
with bad injury. I'll take him at Man United. I can't lie. That guy's
Oh,
a
yeah?
1v1 demon. Yeah, 100% bench. But look, Newcastle have most of the ball. Obviously, Bournemouth, but Bournemouth registered, I think, like the same amount of shots on target. They were lucky.
But their XG is higher. Yes, Bournemouth in this game.
Yeah. It was the chances in total, and it's just like I've been saying this ever since they got in that cup final as well. It's like it's gone even to more shit. Nick Pope's been conceding goals.
100%.
He's still they still got a bad boy defense, and I think I heard Eddie Howe said stop talking about the cup final while we're playing the Premier League games. I'm like, that's like telling a child you can't have a sweet. He's gonna go want that sweet. Like, do you know what I mean? It's
Literally.
gonna happen. So whether that's a factor, but they're not scoring goals, and they miss Bruno Gomes badly. I know he's out. I think he might be back or he's out for one more game. I'm not too sure.
One more. I think that the next game he's out one more game, and then
Yeah.
for
And
the
that's
cup final.
yeah, he's back for the cup final, and Newcastle have got who have they got next exactly? Let me think. They got Liverpool next at Newcastle, and then they got.
Oh, I saw that.
Do you get what I mean? So and then they got and then they got us in the cup final, and then they got Man City because the postponed game against Brighton. And they got Man City, so they got hard fixtures coming up. And you want to talk about Chelsea potentially getting top four, mate? Try to get some results.
They can absolutely Chelsea. They can because they can because again Spurs now. Let's talk about how brilliant we're. I want to give credit a little bit to Leicester, James Maddison,
A little bit.
Mendy. Oh, that goal he scored. What
Ridiculous top
strike.
bins.
Absolutely amazing. But Spurs though, no Bentancur for the season. Bissouma's injured. Højbjerg left the pitch with a little bit of a knock. So they're gonna have a midfield of a Sar skip. Their defense, I think Romero's back. Youngman's son isn't playing football at the moment. He's just playing a different sport, hockey or something.
No, but he scored a hat trick against Leicester at the start of the season, so he's good, no?
That's
what I
what
heard.
I want to say. Yeah.
You might as well see Spurs Europa League. Good luck. Not even that Europa. It's looking like Europa Conference now for me, man.
I just realized Spurs beat Leicester at the start of the season. Was it 4-5-6-1?
Something like that. 5-6-1. Yeah.
Yeah, I just realized this is a bit of payback, isn't it? I forgot all about that game.
6-3.
Hey,
6-3.
6-3. Yeah, 6-3. Yeah, that's it.
That's the hat trick. 6-3. Actually, they were second best that game. Imagine that.
Who Spurs?
Yeah.
But they got 6 goals.
Because he came off the bench and scores 3 on the counter attack like Son. He was like, he was ridiculous. But anyway, this game though, oh my God, where do they go from here? They are 5th, 23 games.
I thought they were on a title charge. That's what I got told by one of the content creators.
Yes.
Yeah, they were on a title charge. From here, Tottenham, they need to this is damage limitation. Okay, just try and not lose games. Harry Kane's got his trophy for the season. Now we need to just not lose anymore. Okay, stop conceding, but also stop scoring. Just see at the rest of the season like Newcastle and just draw until the end. My opinion.
I don't think they're gonna make top 4 at all. I think actually Chelsea. You know what? It's just not a bad shot that I think that Chelsea will finish ahead of them.
Oh, well, madness. Chelsea's got them in 2 weeks.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, that'll be a 0-0 ball.
And they got West Ham away.
1-1.
West Ham play better away than they do at home at the moment. So
I think Conte's gonna walk at the end of the season. That's already done. He's not gonna renew his contract. He's not.
Yeah,
gonna
no,
sign
that was pretty much. We knew that from a few months ago back, didn't we?
January.
Yeah.
January it was announced by his agent. I don't think this club though. If they don't get bought, I think this is the club that's gonna get out of the top 6. To be honest, next year.
Hopefully.
They're gonna be
Really?
replaced by Newcastle, 100%, 100%.
I don't see it, man.
You
Not
can't, you
why.
can't, really, you can't say it yet until a few seasons have gone by. I'd say because
Yeah, I
then
see your point, but I see the signs. You know what I mean? Like I see the signs. Like Everton, you remember the Everton Cup in the 2000s and the early 2010s. That's 6%.
Yeah.
Look at Everton now. I don't say that Spurs are gonna be like that as bad as Everton, but I think Everton simply were replaced by Man City. As simple as
They got a
that.
big stadium though.
Well, they
Yeah,
can fill it with tourists all the time. I've been there. It's full of tourists. But anyway, it is what
Yeah,
it
no.
is, you know?
I think Tottenham will be okay simply because they've got something that's not on the pitch. They're in London, so they always gonna have some kind of appeal to players coming in. They generate a lot of money, so they can afford to sign players. I don't know if they'll be willing to sign players for big money or pay the wages, but they're more attractive than your Brightons and your Newcastles and your Evertons. So going forward down the line, they might have a little blip for a season or two, but in the long run, they'll be in around between 5th to 3rd, if you ask me. In the long run,
Wait, you think Tottenham's gonna finish 3rd?
in the long run, over the next 10 years,
Well,
that's where they'll be finishing.
Well, this season they're not. They're finishing. I think they're actually gonna finish like 6th. Oh, no. I think they're gonna finish 7th.
Really?
Oh yeah, I think Brighton are better than them. I think Fulham can go toe for toe for them, and I think Chelsea will creep up against them. You've got
Hard to argue.
you got Sarr and Skip in the middle, and
Yeah,
you got
no.
nobody for a minute. You know what I mean? You got no Lloris, Forster moves in slow motion. Romero's back next game, I suppose. A positive for them.
I swear
You're
he's
gonna have
not
to
all of that, Cass. I swear he's not all of that.
They're gonna have to go.
He's
They're
not.
gonna have to go back to their sit back and break.
Yeah.
He's not. Romero's good, but he's not all of that.
Pedro
Also, again, is
Porro,
Dyer.
didn't see
Oh my
enough.
God! Did you see that
Yeah.
slander from what's his name?
Expressions?
No. From Sherwood, Tim Sherwood, after the game.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God! How do you talk about a player like after the first game like this, man? He said that's not good enough. This is what they spend money on. This is it. But he had a stinker though. But again,
Yeah, it
first game.
wasn't.
I'm not gonna talk about first game, but
Yeah, I can't see it. Look, Brighton are better than them.
they
are.
robbed.
Are we agreeing?
They
that?
were
And
robbed. They were
they're on
robbed.
point.
Brighton should have been at this point. Like they should have been
Good,
2 points.
good.
Yeah, they were robbed.
Good. It's all good for me. But yeah, so I just think they're better than them. I think there's a couple other teams that are going to be better than them. But
Yeah,
they do have Harry Kane. They do have Kulusevski.
What does Harry
Porro
Kane
probably
do?
will come good.
Does Harry Kane keep it moving, or does he stay and
Nah, he's
win
got to
more?
bounce. He's
Man
got to
United.
bounce.
Man United.
No. I'll take Victor Osimhen.
Man United. He's going Man United.
Actually, you know what? I wouldn't complain. If Harry Kane was to come, I wouldn't cry. I'll be like, you know what? That's 30 goals for me. 25, 30
link
goals.
up play, assist. Rashford is gonna get 20 plus goals. This is gonna be
100%.
yeah.
And
Yes,
England will win the World Cup as well, or the Euros next.
Oh, if Thingy isn't in charge, Southgate.
Yeah. But anyway,
So yeah,
that's it. This is all to get it today. Liverpool, Merseyside. Jess, of course, thank you so much. Of course, people find Jess Wrong and Strong on Instagram, Armchair Gaffers at the YouTube channel, and also on Instagram. The link is in the description. Also, it's in his box. And Jess, tell the people a little bit about your podcast.
Hey guys, my name is Jess, also known as Wrong and Strong because I'm quite often wrong. But it doesn't matter because I stay strong. I'm part of the Armchair Gaffers podcast. If you like football debates, bit of football humor, just football chat, please click the link and subscribe to Armchair Gaffers. We do weekly, sometimes daily content. Who knows? We're here. You might like it. You know, you might like it more than this show.
one day
especially
I'm going to be
with
Scorcher and I'm going to rip into his club.
he just actually messaged me as we were doing this. Said, "Can you get on the next one?"
Oh yeah. Hey, what? Get to be Scorcher?
Yeah.
Of
Literally,
course. Hey, yo.
One sec,
Actually, you know what's mad?
Hmm?
Hey, you know what's mad? You know what's mad? I'm gonna talk to you after this.
It's right there. I don't know if you can see that. It won't focus.
I can't really see.
Yeah.
I can't really see.
No, I'll get him on this one. Yeah, guys, as I was saying, Armchair Gaffers.
I check out Scorcher versus Daffy back in the day, man. It's lit shit.
gosh.
You rinsed him. I loved it.
Yeah, but yeah, check us out, and hopefully these guys have me back next time. I'm
Tomorrow,
gonna
hopefully.
before tomorrow's my mother's birthday. I forgot to tell you guys. I forgot about that. We got a little
I know.
yeah, but just letting you guys know, I actually like Mo quite a lot. Kaz not so much.
I love that.
But I'll be honest, I tolerate and I respect him because although I disagree with what he says, it's based on facts. Yeah, and on his perspective, which is kind of all right. So don't really like him, but I respect him. But Mo, I like you a lot, brother. So
Thanks.
yeah, I like
Appreciate
you.
it.
Kaz, it's Man United Arsenal rivalry. I can't. You know what I mean?
Look, the
You
truth
can't
hurts,
like
man.
him.
You can't like me.
I just can't.
I have to. Basically, the way it works is I have to warm to you first before you start. You know what I mean? It's just the way it works. I'll let you reel in, and then we'll see how it goes, innit?
Okay.
Anyway, thank you everybody that tuned
Oh
in.
yeah, by the way, we're gonna be
Cass,
back
the
at
preview. Yeah, the preview.
back at 8 p.m. for the preview. Yeah, it's during the game. We ain't got no choice at this point, but we got Troops and Lee Gunner with myself hosting and against Daps and Huey from Big Six. So yeah, man, 8 p.m. notification bell. Put a comment underneath this video. All of you guys, if you ain't smashed the like button, make sure you do that. And yeah, we'll be back later and you'll see that live soon. So whilst the Liverpool are losing, we're gonna probably be updating the scores on the preview, cheering.
Absolutely,
Yeah?
100%.
Sound good?
Of
Sound good,
course.
guys?
Yeah,
Lovely.
I have
All of you
that.
guys, 8 p.m. on the UK time.
Yes.
Loving it.
100%. Thank you everybody that tuned in with us. Thank you so much. Make sure to tune in later for the Arsenal Man City preview, biggest game of the season. Thank you, Jess. Thank you, Cass, and thanks for time for being here. Hopefully, we'll see you guys soon.
Peace out.